Hi, this is Jeff Cohn from SI Restoration. Today I want to talk about when you receive an estimate from a restoration company. Now, this is primarily going to facility managers, property managers, hotel managers. And the problem is that a restoration company, let's give an example. A restoration company is called out and does work. In other words, they're called out in the middle of the night. The pipe has bursted, water's all over the place. They've extracted, brought in drying equipment, and have done a phenomenal job. The property management facility folks are just tickled pink. And they said, send us your invoice. So they send us the invoice. They send the invoice with the breakdown, with the estimate called Exactimate. And lo and behold, the restoration company gets a nasty phone call, very upset, and just heads are rolling. And the restoration company goes, "Well, what's wrong?" They go, "Well, I'm looking at this, and obviously we're being screwed over. You're taking advantage of us. That's not very nice of you." Go, "Well, what do you mean?" "Well, I'm looking at this, and I'm glad that the estimate is broken down per room or per area, and I'm glad that you've given me all types of information, but you're charging me for things like moving furniture from one side to the other, or you're charging me for a switchblade that needs to be taken and taken off, or other minor things. And why are you doing this?" And the answer is that it's really the fault of the restoration company, because first of all, the restoration company has to say to themselves, "Hold it, I'm sending an estimate designed for the insurance company and for insurance adjusters to a property facility manager who does not have the experience or understanding of why this is being done." So obviously, when they see this estimate, we call it an Exactimate estimate because that's the company we all use. It just breaks it down to the nth degree, as I always say. It's beyond, it's not, when I shouldn't say it's beyond ridiculousness. It's done for their needs, for the insurance needs, but it's not done for a property management company or a property manager or facility manager. So the restoration company has to do one of two things. They may say, "Look, you know what? This is the estimate. This is the way we're sending it to you." And if that's the attitude, I'm not going to disagree or agree with it. What I am going to say is, listen, the restoration company should be calling up the end user, which would be you, and saying, "Listen, I'm going to send you an estimate, but I'm going to have to talk to you about it because you need to understand why, okay, and how it's being done, okay?" So that's fine. I have a different approach. I think you can get an estimate from us in that form. The other way is to do time and material, and that is just the amount of labor that's in there to do the work, at that labor rate, times, the amount of hours, and then add in things that are needed like materials and air movers and dehumidifiers. Now, air movers and dehumidifiers to use to dry the location are usually your biggest expense. And again, if you check some of the other videos I kind of go over how not to get screwed over by unscrupulous restoration companies who take advantage by adding in 5 air movers, thinking, "Oh, they're never going to know." So there is a way. It's using the IICRC S520 guidelines, and you can check those videos out previously. Please take a look at them. So bottom line is that number one is, if you see an Exactimate estimate, which is pretty obvious, do not get alarmed. Just call your restoration company and say, "Please go over this with me." And you'll understand how important it is to understand this information to do this. So anyway, my name is Jeff Cohn from SI Restoration, emergency water damage cleanup, mold remediation, asbestos abatement, and a couple other things, and construction repair. And if you have questions in general, even if you're not in our service area, which is the Mid-Atlantic, please feel free to contact me, and I'll be happy to answer any question at any time. Thank you. I appreciate it.